what I love? No one is such an arrogant prick. No one is going to have a clue what that tune has to do with anything.
Hey, babe, right?
Sam O'Reilly with the Fight Talk podcast. Myself, Richie Gray, Mrs. Gray in the building. What's happening?
Hi.
Little G.
And the best boxing promoter in the country, Eddie Hearn. Nah, little Mini Eddie Hearn. Anyone called you Mini Eddie Hearn? I think.
No, I've been called Mini Frank a few times.
Mini Frank, yeah. Lee Eaton, MTK's, what are you, event coordinator?
Don King.
Don King. Oh.
Don't know.
Bit of everything.
Bit of everything,
Lee,
yeah.
bit of everything Eaton, yeah?
That's the one.
Thank you very much for coming down, son.
That's alright, no worries.
Good to see you.
Been bugging me for fucking about a year now, so I thought...
Literally asked the prick twice, but we got a request from him, didn't we? We had Jacob, shout out Jacob, DM'd me, phone's on silent please Lee. And he said, can't you get a Lee on? You spoke about him a few times. I said he's a pussy, mate, he won't come on. But, fair fucks, he's turned up. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen you, to be fair.
Yeah.
Been
You
busy.
don't turn up no more, do you?
No, I do turn up.
Mate, don't. You've gone all big time, don't turn up to our shows.
I don't turn up to any shows, mate. I don't like boxing anymore, if I'm honest. Richie Gray, I've got to start by slagging you off, mate. You are the worst, literally the worst co-host in boxing podcast history, mate.
Right.
I said to you Thursday, but I'm going to be a bit busy. I've got drinking. Do me a favour, let me know what boxing there is. He messages me yesterday and goes, Sam, what boxing is there? And then I wake up to a message today saying, oh, Hughie Fury. He boxed last night, Rich.
He won as well.
He did. It was a great fight. Wonderful fight. Can't wait to talk about it. But you're terrible, mate. Honestly, you are no help to anyone, are you?
Listen, we're all here for different reasons.
Why are you
I know
here?
more than you about boxing, that's why I'm here.
Who told
You're
you
here
that?
because you actually watch boxing.
Why is Lee
And
here?
you've got a dictaphone.
Why am I
Dear, you're terrible, mate. You're close to getting fired. You're on the brink. I'll be honest with you.
Irreplaceable.
Bring back Craig.
That's what we all say. Mate, he's a sellout anyway. He's on a podcast today up in Glasgow. Yeah.
Fuck that cunt.
Can you imagine trying to understand that?
Him.
Fuck that Iron Brew cunt.
Can you imagine trying to
Iron
understand
Brew's
that?
disgusting. I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie. Mate, listen, I don't care. Yeah.
Shots fired!
My partner in crime with MTK, Ian, loves it. Yeah. Like it is fucking horrid. I'm not even going there.
It's just the colour. It's like
Nah,
fake
he's
news, isn't
disgusting.
it?
Like,
Mate, that was a
all
bar.
you,
You ain't gonna like that.
I don't care what Craig. Who gives a fuck? Look, he's an Iron Brew kid. So what?
He was raised on Iron Brew, that kid.
They put these in cereal.
It was in his bottle and cereal.
Yeah. I wonder if that happens up north. Like, probably does, isn't it? Like that north of the
Cheerios
border.
with fucking Iron Brew.
Yeah.
No milk.
No milk.
We've got Iron Brew.
I think we should probably talk about some of the boxing from last night. Although
I watched two fights. The first one I can't
haven't
pronounce
watched-
either of their names.
I'm not going to lie, I've not watched none.
Do you know I watched?
The only thing I've seen
Hughie.
is the Devin Haney
Yep.
knockout.
Yep, I watched the Hergovich, Hunter and Daney knockouts
Oh, I
on
didn't
the
watch
match.
Hunter. I was supposed to watch
Oh,
that.
Hergovich, I haven't seen that, but he's a beast.
He's a beast, and then Hughie Fury, which let's have it right. The fight was embarrassing. Like, there's things we can say, Lee, that you can't say as a fellow promoter. So you bite that lip, my friend.
I won't be commenting on that because I didn't watch it and
Taking the
he's
hat.
part of MTK, so I won't be
Yeah.
anything like that off, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I will. That was embarrassing, to be honest. I know he boxed Pulev last time, but that geezer didn't look fit to be in a British ring.
The whole show didn't look that great. Like, the whole show
It's a
looked
Hennessy
bit...
show, Rich. Hennessy, mate.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
what do you expect?
I expected more than that.
Did you really?
Yeah.
The venue was sufficient. One thing I will say is at least they didn't. You know, there's nothing worse than seeing loads of empty seats on television. I think that's really bad. So this was at Victoria Warehouse or something like that in Manchester, a small little venue.
Yeah, it's not normally used for TV. So.
Yeah, which is fair enough, and you can kind of understand why. But I don't know what Hughie would have got out of that last night. That geezer was. Do you know who he reminded me of? Remember Mark Damori that David Hay came back against? He looked like that kind of guy to
I've
me.
not even, listen, I didn't even watch none of it. I don't watch boxing.
The
If
guy
I-
didn't-
If I'm not there, I won't sit there and watch it really at the minute.
Yeah, I watched it and I thought, mate, Hughie should, in my opinion, be part of the Dubois, the Gorman, the Joyce, the chat. He should be involved in that.
My
He ain't.
opinion.
Miles
I think,
away from anything. His own little section.
Boxing ability, I think he's better than all them, the
Yeah.
Dubois and the Gormans and stuff. But he's a level above them, so he shouldn't really be talked about. I definitely think that he's definitely got the skills. He's only 24. You remember,
Which is
24. AJ didn't turn pro till after that, did he? So.
I don't think the skills can be argued with Lee. I really don't. But
Nah.
but wouldn't you want your name in there with fellow domestic
Well,
contenders?
I've just
How
looked on
old's
Twitter.
Lee Dubois?
Dubois 21,
He's 21.
and Gorman's 22.
I just looked on Twitter and I just see the heading of the IFL interview. Peter Fury wants Povetkin. Love that fight.
Okay, no.
I love that fight. I think it's a great fight for Hughie. My opinion, I think it's a good fight.
Yeah, my problem is really, he won the British in a soft touch against a washed Sam Sexton, right? However you look at it, I think it's fair to say Sam Sexton was never a top contender anyway.
I can't say that he's but if Sam Sexton was a British champion, and you got to respect that. No matter what Sam's done, I'm pretty sure he was a Commonwealth champion as well, wasn't he? Or did he lose?
He might have been years ago when he boxed Chisora.
I know he boxed Chisora, yeah. Listen, Sam Sexton, actually a lovely fella, got a great team, Graham Everett and that. But I'm not, they're 100%. Huey is a level above Sam Sexton, so obviously that was, in my opinion, was always going to go one way. But Sam Sexton, I wouldn't say he's washed up, and I think that's a bit of a bad word to say like for him. But it was like a soft touch. I wouldn't say soft touch, but it wasn't a hard.
It was a fight that Huey wasn't really going to struggle with. Like,
yeah.
So now that there's these, like we said, Dubois and Gormans, I just think. Let's find out who the young gun really is in this country. You know what I mean? Which we're going to be a step closer with Gorman and Dubois.
Who wins?
I said Gorman. Did I say Gorman or that? No, we spoke about Joyce and Dubois because that was the talk before. I think it could be Gorman. I think Gorman's boxing ability.
Gorman's boxing ability and his fast hands. He's so fast.
He's just got to stay
up.
He's got to stay up. That's the thing. Dubois
got that power in it.
12 rounder, it's British title.
12 rounder. Can he stay up for that long?
Youth and his power. Well, they've both got youth, haven't they? So
yeah.
But he has got that punch knockout power. I don't think Gorman has.
No, definitely not.
Can he stay out of trouble for 12 rounds?
But then Fury didn't, and the argument is he beat Wilder. So I said I can see this being a Fury Wilder-esque. Wilder being Dubois, obviously trying to blow fucking Gorman's head off, and Gorman trying to box off the back foot, pound.
You see how frustrated Dubois got against Kevin Johnson
and Larty.
Right,
he went to war with Larty because he just fucking.
Yeah.
Will inexperience cost him because he's the one that's gonna, in my opinion, be frustrated. Yeah, that's how I think Gorman could do it.
He's used to knocking them all out straight early, and then when you start,
which Lee could happen. He could fucking land early doors.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you have an opinion on realistically how that fight goes?
Not really, because it's whoever wins. Fair play to him. I'm not a big fan of boxing at the minute, so I can't even just say, look, I want him to win or anything like that. But it's a fair play to Frank Warren's team for making that fight so early in their careers, because there ain't no loser. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, exactly that. At that age,
if say Gorman loses, he's going to come back anyway. If Dubois wins, he's going to go up. Do you know what I mean? So it's all about learning, isn't it? So
yeah, no, agreed. There was the Eddie Hearn show last night, which between us, we've seen a couple of clips and stuff.
I've seen about 3 seconds of it, and it was just.
Hrgovic and Hunter, under two heavyweights, both got knockouts, and they're two.
I think you should do Hunter versus Hrgovic.
Just put them together.
100% next. Why not?
You can tell he's trying to put them in their own ways, isn't they? Trying to get them into their own.
Like, Hunter's only like a small heavyweight, isn't he? I don't know. Yeah. Is he going to be able to beat the champion? He's got the boxing ability, definitely. He's got the pedigree in that, but no, I think that Hrgovic is going to be something special.
He was Sauerland, wasn't he? Was he?
Yeah, he's with Sauerland.
Oh, he's still with Sauerland.
Yeah, he's still with Sauerland.
But Eddie's sort of promoting.
Yeah, they're like a co-promotion, I believe. Yeah.
He's young as well. He looks the part of Hrgovic. Some people were sold on him. Some ain't. It's one of them where. We need a test now, innit? Like this is the point we get to, and
but that kid last night was 15-1.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean?
I know, but you want to know where they built these records up from. Like Fabio Maldonado that got blown out by Hunter. Mate,
24,
but he's an MMA fighter for the last couple. I've seen him in UFC at light heavyweight, in their fucking. It's hard because these boys build up fucking records that they don't stand up in British boxing. They just don't like.
No.
So it's really hard to know. But yeah, mate, I'd see it.
I think Hunter versus Hrgovic is a good fight, to be honest.
You don't know a lot about him, do you, Rich?
Not Hrgovic. I've seen a bit of Hunter. I like Hunter.
Hunter boxing.
Hunter's good. Yeah, but Hunter pushed Usyk all the way. It was only like about 3 rounds, I think, he won by. So.
I think it's fair to say the heavyweight division is slowly getting there. Like we've had a few years of it being pretty dead.
A few years.
Yeah, a few years.
It was quite a long period of heavyweight boxing not really having much going on.
David Haye was about that. Was when David Haye was there, it was the greatest division in the history of boxing.
Well, that's when it was best. That
it peaked. Yeah, it peaked when Haye was.
It's still been good since, but in comparison to how good it was then, it seems bad.
Well, this is it. Yeah. So, no, I feel, honestly, all those names we just mentioned, them youngsters, and obviously the top of the tree boys that we're begging to fight each other.
A lot of British names we mentioned though.
Yeah.
So is British heavyweight boxing booming or is world heavyweight boxing booming?
British heavyweight boxing is
There's a big difference.
I think British boxing overall is booming.
We'll argue about that later. We'll argue about that later.
Yeah, I thought that was going to come up.
Yeah, it all comes down to opinions, isn't it? And what the definition of booming is.
Do you know what? I take them words back. It's booming at a smaller level.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's fair to say straight.
Yeah.
Because the problem
I can see what everyone's problem is at the minute. Obviously, by social media and that, right? I always all the fights are going to America, or the fights ain't being made and stuff like that. But like small hall boxing, and obviously that upper level sort of thing, not the top level, is absolutely booming. All the fights are being made at the minute, and it's exciting.
Yeah,
to be a part of.
I think that's fair to say, and it's at the top of the tree where we're really struggling.
Yeah.
You know, the truth is what you just said. The big British fights at the minute aren't happening here.
No.
And that's a problem. Like it is, because in the last, say, 18 months, everything was here. Golovkin was coming over here. Like Linares was here. But
They're
now
trying to make this where the Americans wanted to be.
Yeah. And now it's
and at one
fucking
point,
flipped
where
straight
there
away.
was a lot of money coming here from.
But listen, I know it's all about money. It's all about money, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
If a fighter could earn money by going to America, if I was their manager, I'd advise them to go to America, get as much money, because this is a short. Obviously, it's a short sport, isn't it? So,
short career, yeah. Of course
short
it is.
career. So.
Right, let's talk. Before there's so many questions, we could probably do an hour and a half on questions. But there's one thing I want to talk about first. Next Saturday's Anthony Joshua bill, right?
Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the undercard first, because this is a pay-per-view in this country.
Very late.
Late announced, yeah. We've known about.
I've known a few, like obviously the Nadal fight, which I think Callum cleans him out in 3 rounds. Paraban got stopped by James DeGale.
At Super Middle 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
Yeah, James is not the biggest puncher, but he obviously one of my favourite fighters growing up, James.
Yeah.
Obviously, but Paraban, ain't really done nothing since. But listen, he's got Boats is only 8-9-0, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? So you got to think about that.
He is, but I mean, I can't believe it's a pay-per-view in this country. I'm struggling to put my head. Obviously, the name Joshua, anything you put Joshua with becomes a pay-per-view. But it's unreal. Like, have you seen this Ndam against Callum Smith?
I've seen that. I've seen.
It makes a mockery of the ring belt. Yeah. The ring belt is supposed to be
100%. Yeah,
do you know what I mean? And I made the point before that when Callum Smith beat George Groves, like in my head, growing up, the ring was always contested for by number 1 and number 2 in the division. Like they're gonna put Pro Grey and Josh Taylor for the ring.
Yeah, they are 1.
Fucking beautiful. Like 1 and 2. Let's find out. But when you're bringing a guy up from middleweight who got beat off Martin Murray, beat Martin Murray, saying it was a close decision.
Yeah, it was close.
I can't have it. I can't. And the last thing I need is seeing the ring start to be fucking diluted the way the WBA have.
But when you've got that ring belt, like, my understanding is if you've got that ring belt and you're defending your world title, that's on the line anyway because you're the champion.
Yeah.
So it ain't about the ring or sanctioning that for their 1 and 2 because that's not that.
Mm-hmm.
But what they're doing is you're defending all your belts.
Yeah.
So like he will fight the damn, but then like.
Is it not weird that Callum Smith's having essentially this is a tick over?
Yeah.
But imagine being arguably 1 or 2 in the division and you're having a tick over 9 months after you won it. What the fuck? Why is he not in mega fights? Why is he not headlining Liverpool arena shows? Like, what's happening?
I can see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm struggling with. Callum Smith, before he even got the Groves fight, he was one of them. He was ready for it for a long time. It didn't happen. They plotted
I didn't
on.
expect that in the Groves fight, to be honest. I didn't think he'd clean him out like that.
I didn't. And I think George showed his age.
He dated quickly in that fight, didn't he?
He did.
He just dated in that fight. He was a different. Maybe he declined a little bit in the fights before, but you didn't see it until then.
Like you did against Dwayne Grant.
14 minutes in and Cheeky's been brought up. And it worked by me.
We don't.
Can I just ask, didn't you promote that?
Yes, I did.
Ain't that your fault then?
I backed it.
You paid Lee to get you fucked up.
How many ticket sales have you lost since I've locked on a Brentwood show?
Yeah, well, I've had to book 18 fights on each show now just to make up for Richie Gray.
Have you invited him back as an away corner since?
No, I've had.
Yeah, who did he? No, I see him on a Goodwin show.
Yeah, he won a couple.
He beat Dalton Miller on Goodwin show last time I seen him, I think.
There's a couple of draws, there's a couple of bits.
Yeah.
Put me into
It's a
retirement.
game, but he's
We've
just.
got to get him on here, man.
I still owe £100 for a fine he paid for me.
Why are you talking?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. Where's that £100? I'll let you off.
Tell you what, take out my next wage pack when I commentate.
You got sacked.
Oh shit!
Go on.
Do you want to get something off your chest, Rich? Because you look really fucking hurt.
No, you do me. I'm not in charge of that, I'll tell you.
Oh fucking hell!
It's all real good banter.
All right, let's go. Let's start on questions. Fuck it, it's early. The boxing last night was pretty trash. Let's go for it, right? Riku Heikler, I will. You know, I get sent.
Just going to check the sausages in the oven.
Yeah, do that. I get
Go on the sausage, boy.
Sam's got hangover, so he needs a sausage sandwich.
Mate, I'm so hungover, it's unreal. Anyone who saw my fucking Instagram will understand why.
No, I didn't know. No one watches it. I didn't even know you had it.
Your mum does.
Your mum.
Your mum.
Go on.
First question, Riku Heikler.
Who?
Riku, man like Riku, lead right. He's a bad man.
Bad man.
What impact does Lee believe televising small hall shows, for example on IFL, does it have an impact on ticket sales, and why does this model work for MTK but not other promoters?
Do you know what? Live streaming has come in since I started with MTK 2017. I bought the live streaming straight away because I used to live stream. Well, obviously everyone knows before I started with MTK, I was obviously doing the unlicensed boxing, white collar, and that, and they was always live streamed.
Where dreams are made.
Only way was EBA, but yeah, listen, they was always live streamed, like so people could watch it at home and stuff like that. And then when I come to MTK, obviously I said, look, can we live stream it? They said, yeah, well, this is not a problem. So that it got live streamed from the get go. The first show I done in MTK London, with obviously was done as a live stream, and it's just gone on from there. And I think like you think about it now, you've got Steve Wood's shows, Errol Johnson's. A lot of them are live streaming it now because I think it gets out to a wider audience. It doesn't affect ticket sales. I'm not being funny. If people are going to come and want to come on for a night out, they're coming for the night out. They don't want to sit in their living room and have it on the laptop, do they? Do you know what I mean? So you will lose some, but obviously ever since we've live streamed every show. So I think it's.
You wouldn't know the difference, would you?
No, I wouldn't know the difference.
Yeah.
But I think the fighters do.
Yeah, you believe the
I
fighters
think
do.
the fighters do. See, if people want to watch me fight, if I'm on like a Goodwin show, doesn't put them on, doesn't record them. If I sell, let's say a couple of hundred tickets, and I sell a couple of hundred tickets pretty regularly, up or down there or thereabouts. When it goes on TV, half the people have got an excuse to not go. They can still watch your fight but not go. Now, if you sell a good amount of tickets, like you're over 150, you can afford to lose 40 tickets. You can afford to lose that. But for boys that are selling 40 tickets, 50 tickets, they can't afford to lose 30, 40 tickets. So I had the thing before. I said perhaps you should say to the boys, you're only going to be on streamed if you've sold a certain amount of tickets, because the boys that are struggling are going to struggle more, because at least everyone's going to go. Even I had it. I just had a good ticket, but still some people would go, "Oh, watch that one."
When you decided to stream the shows, was there any thought about just streaming maybe your title fights, your eliminate? Your top 3 or 4 in a bill, or was it always no? We stream the entire fucking show.
No, it's just always stream the whole entire show. Obviously, with our IFL TV shows, we stream the first. It goes on air. Say we start at 5 o'clock, it'll be at 5 to half 7. Then we'll go on with the commentators and the obviously the comms team. But so that's just no commentary. That's just obviously
the production is sort of ramped up.
The production's ramped up, and that's the way obviously we do it. Obviously we got it down to like you have your preliminary bouts, then you go straight into your undercard, then your main event and stuff like that. That's how we've just always done it. I understand some fighters say, "Oh, tickets and all that," but I'm not being funny. We're giving them a big exposure. We're trying to build.
So,
them.
do you believe that helps with their sponsors and stuff?
Yeah, I believe so, because no matter what shows, we've never ever gone under 35,000 views. So I'm not being funny. 35,000 people have watched that. So I've spoke to Steve Goodwin about it before, and Steve said, "Look, I've never want to do it. I don't believe." And I said, "That's fair enough." But 35,000 people are watching our shows, and then boys are getting that more exposure. If there's a boy that
equates to ticket sales in the future, though.
Possibly.
It might do.
Yeah, possibly.
It might not even
But
ticket sales. It might equate to sponsors.
How many times have I looked at social media and gone, "Oh, I never knew about this kid, so I watched that IFL stream and watched MTK show, and now they know about him, so then they keep an eye on him and stuff like that." So I believe like it's pros and cons, 100%.
Yeah.
But there is a lot of pros.
I agree with you with the pros and cons. You do build a profile off it, scrap the sponsors.
Yeah.
For example, we had David Price on the shows.
125,000 views.
Yeah.
No, 129,000 views, and most of them
See now, everyone that boxed on that, including me, I can now take that video with 125,000 views and show it to a sponsor.
Exactly.
It's our boxing show with
100%.
125,000 views. That tip's for free, lads. You can take that one with you. To box on a show with someone like that, you can use the views.
Well, yeah, Dave Allen on one, didn't you?
Dave Allen's been on the list.
It was when he knocked out Tom Dallas by accident.
Yeah, by accident. We won't go there.
That was bad.
I got a phone call and asked if I could put Dave Allen on. Just said, look, he needs to get a win. Yeah, no worries, Bob. And then he threw this peach of a shot of fucking chin Tom Dallas.
Bad crack.
He
was so apologetic.
I jumped up on the ring apron. Dave Allen looked at me and just went, I'm sorry. Listen,
it's a good argument though. It is a good because it's kind of hard to know definitively one way or the other. So it comes down to opinion, doesn't it?
But obviously, everybody with MTK, with our production and stuff like that, people want to fight on our show. So
it's good for that reason.
A lot of people do because they get a lot more exposure. Obviously, even with when they're with MTK, you get obviously even like little Instagram takeovers. Some of the boys buzz off that, buzz off that because. It's just little things like that. But listen, every promoter out there at the minute, like your Steve Goodwins, your Mickey Elliott's, your Mo Price, they're all doing a fantastic job. Not
all of them, mate. I'm not having that. Mickey Elliott is a terrible small promoter. Joe Parle's the worst. Mickey Elliott shows are like, I'd rather slip my wrist.
I'm staying out of this.
I'm staying out of this. Listen, like, up north you got your Cole Greaves who's doing a great job. Steffi Ball, unreal job, a brilliant job. Errol Johnson, Steve Wood, they're all, all these promoters are promoting boxing and making good shows. Obviously, they're
not as well as you.
Listen, come on. You know what I mean?
I don't want to say anything, bitch.
Listen, but it's good that boxing like at that level is absolutely booming. Do you know what I mean? We've got since I got my promoter's license in July last year, and this I think by the time July comes around this year, I think we're on 27 events in a year. So listen, we're absolutely rammed at the minute, like rammed. But listen,
I think this is the glove you give me when I box cheeky grants on my hands with.
So like it's great that boxing is absolutely booming at all levels. You know what I mean? So
MTK the banner is so much more than a small hall promoter. So when you weigh up the pros and cons, you know, not just the streaming, but if you're a small hall guy and you go, do I want to box on Goodwin, who's got a great reputation and stuff? Now MTK can offer me the same, but we've also got this extra echelon that if you're good enough, you'll get there. This ESPN and Top Rank and fucking. Yeah. By the way, just so you know, Tyson Fury and Carl Frampton are part of us. You know what I mean? Like, you offer that is something new. It's just an added bonus and it's an extra incentive. And I'm sure the boys get that and go, fuck brown sauce, please, Rich. He's curing my hangover, mate. I'm fucked.
No, listen, I understand what you're saying, but everybody's got their own what they want to achieve in boxing. Do you know what I mean? Obviously, you can go. If you believe in yourself that you can get up to that next level, then maybe obviously go on to obviously MTK. But if you believe you're at that level, some people might stay at like that sort of look at that, think he can get the best out of me. Yeah. It doesn't work for everybody. Like we've got fighters now. Do you know what? With MTK, I've never had a fighter say, look, you ain't doing it for me. I want to leave. Do you know what I mean? But there probably is fighters there. They go, I don't know if I can do it because obviously now MTK's stepping up a bit. Obviously the shows we need to start putting bigger fights on and stuff like that, especially with the ESPN deal and stuff like that. So a lot of fighters are thinking, I'm going to jump on that, but that ain't going to be the way. Do you know what I mean? You've got to be at a certain level to be on that ESPN. We can't just put any old rubbish on or any because you sell loads of tickets. You can't. I don't mean you're on ESPN.
You're fucked.
Richie is officially fucked. So like you've got the fights have got to be at a level to be accepted by TV and stuff like that. So the shows that we've got an undercard and stuff like that will always be.
So will they run concurrent? You'll have your boys say your debutants and your 1-0s, your 2-0s. They'll be on IFL, and it could be a case that like the following Saturday you have an ESPN
look
show.
At Donovan Mortlock. His debut was on Box Nation because he was so we had a space. And he obviously smashed his tickets. Good prospect.
Yeah,
so we put him on, and he made his debut on.
He's part of that Hammersmith boys, the State of Mind Fitness. Proper gym.
Things like that. There's always going to be. Sometimes there's going to be opportunities to get on there. Yeah. Or if there's a live, you could be a live float. Like obviously on a show, you always have a live float because if any of them go early, boom. So you are going. There is some boys that are going to get there, but like boys have got to realise like, oh, because we're MTK, you don't mean you're going to get on.
Yeah, you still got to graft.
Still got to graft. You still got to do your part. Still got to sell your tickets. Still got to promote the brand as much as you can and stuff like that. And we will always do the same to them.
Yeah. Right. 3 questions from Martin Theobald from the New Age. Remember New Age? You had him on the commentary that time, remember?
Yeah, Martin's a nice bloke.
Martin's a fucking gentleman.
Very, 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 very pro Goodwin, but we'll let him off for that.
Number 1, as a promoter for a major organisation, where does Lee see his role in promoting events? For example, out of 100%, what percent is on you personally, what percent is on the fighter, and what percent is on MTK to use their presence? So yeah, let's
have a look.
So you got yourself, you got the fighters, and you got the MTK, the banner itself. Out of promoting a show, what percentage is sort of
what my responsibility?
Yeah, between the 3 of you, the fighter, the organisation, and you.
Listen, the fighter's always got his percentage. He's always got to do, like we just said, promote himself, promote the show, and promote and sell his tickets. Obviously, there is always ain't going to be. Listen, sometimes if we've had cases where a fighter hasn't done his tickets and we still keep him on the show because we're still trying to build his brand, sort of thing.
Yeah.
My percentage, he's a massive percentage because obviously I'm in control of all the boxing side, so I do all the matching. I do obviously all the promotional side and stuff like that. We've got our own events team and stuff like that. And MTK's percentage is being that brand and giving us these opportunities with obviously they're bringing in the ESPN deals and the AFL deals and stuff like that.
Fair enough. Right, Rob Cass, question. This one's for all of us, right? I'd love everyone.
Keep my eye on the toast, all right?
You keep your eye on the toast paper, right? I would love everyone's views on the whole Paulie Malignaggi and Artem Lobov thing, you know, about the bare knuckle fight. Have you seen about it?
Oh, I've seen Paul Malignaggi was going to sign up to the BK.
But where he's fighting now, he's officially fighting, and he's fighting Artem Lobov, who was he was decent MMA fighter, but he is best friends with Conor McGregor, trained in the same gym, etc. And obviously we all know Paulie Malignaggi is a pining little bitch and is chasing Conor around embarrassingly. So at the press conference, he fucking spat at Lobov, didn't he?
He's a piece of shit.
He is a piece of shit.
That ain't right. Listen, don't start spitting. No matter what, it's a gentleman's sport.
What's your thoughts on bare knuckle boxing as a whole?
Do you know what? I've only ever watched. I think I've watched it once.
Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah. Tyler's a good pal of mine. He loves himself at the minute. Good fair play.
He's always loved himself.
Yeah,
let's have it right.
He's a good bloke, Tyler.
He's a gent.
He's had obviously. Obviously, when I was with John Wayne Hibbert, part of his team, obviously we fought Tyler. Then Wayne won me a lot of money that night because I predicted the round. But yeah, no, listen, I've watched some of it, and you know what? Like Jack Armfield's just signed for BKB. Matty Askins just signed for BKB.
I know Matty Askins has.
Do you know what I mean? So they're all, and then obviously you got Curtis Woodhouse. So they're obviously
Paul Hills, I heard.
Paul Hills is fighting. They're all fighting on the same show.
Are they?
Yeah.
I might go to that.
So like you've got to think like they've got to be bringing something to the table to bring. I know fellow Joe and Jim. Jim's a nice fellow who's like who owns BKB.
Okay.
I spoke to him on a few occasions for a few things, and what they're building is unreal because like they're getting like pay-per-view. They're selling pay-per-views. But it's. If you think about it, it's a mad thing for like, obviously mainstream media are covering it, mainstream TV are covering it. So fair play to them for what they're building, and to be attracting people like Jack Armfield, who this one was a good fighter. It was obviously I think
Matty Askins was pretty.
Matty Askins
just like a couple of months ago.
Exactly,
right?
just fought on the Anthony Joshua on the card. Now he's fighting for him.
Crazy, isn't it?
But like, what I don't get is why are they going BKB? Is it that they don't believe? Obviously, because he said obviously a massive level down from pro boxing, isn't it?
From the boxing ability, I'd imagine, yes.
Yeah, so why are they
getting paid a lot?
No, listen, I know there's not bundles and bundles of money on offer. I know that. I've already inquired about other people for that. So I know that, listen, it's good. It's not bad money, but it's not like... It's not great money like boxing sort of thing, what you can do if you're going to go get a British title or something like that. Yeah. So... It's mad what they're seeing, why they want to...
The idea is that, yeah, you can fight on a show for a British title and make loads of money, but everyone else on the show isn't making money.
Yeah, it might be more evenly.
At least on there it's evenly spread out. If you like. I know if I'm
Possible. I don't have a clue on it. If I'm honest, I have literally zero clue on the money and stuff.
I think it might have been Tyler that told me that they're getting paid so much better if looked after.
Possibly, but one thing I would imagine.
But it does mean that you get like 50% on your ticket sales and stuff like that. That's and there ain't no opponent costs.
I don't know the actual deals. Like,
Listen, I know because obviously I've inquired about for a couple of people.
That
so
could be it. There ain't no opponent cost every time.
Yeah,
that's what I was gonna say. You got no opponent because everyone's there to win.
Yeah,
but also there won't be.
It's a new challenge for them as well.
New challenge. But boxing is muddied by politics and governing bodies and stuff. Where right now they're that early. There's no mud in there yet.
No,
is there?
exactly.
It'll get there like every other sport.
Some fair play to him to Jim for what he's doing and what he's producing with the fighters that he's signing up and stuff like that.
Yeah,
I haven't been to one before, but
I might go to that one.
I might go to that one.
Rich, you fancy it? Go to the bare knuckle. I think it's September time, isn't it?
Yeah, this is like I'll come.
Yeah,
if I'm available anyway.
We'll do it. I think it's new, it's exciting. At first, you get the people come out and go, "Oh, it's barbaric and stuff," but
fuck off,
it's
fighting.
It's combat sport, man. Fighting's fighting, isn't it?
Seen worse in the pub than on Friday.
Right, next question. Fucking hell, there's a lot. How many's Lou sent over? Lee, if you could make one fight for a headliner on an MTK London show, what fight would it be and what venue? Thank you very much, Richie. Great.
What was that?
This one's from Lou Smith. If Lee could make one fight for a headliner on an MTK London show, who and where would it be?
MTK
London. It would be in London because it's an MTK London.
Well, Brentwood ain't in London, you prick. Is it? They always.
It's on the outskirts, alright? I'm never ever letting anyone take that away from me.
There is small print. MTK London and underneath and Essex.
One headliner. Do you know what? I can't even think.
Come on, there's got to be one that tickles your bollocks that you go, I'd love to put that together.
What, out of our fighters?
Yeah, your fighters.
Out of our fighters. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll come back to that. I'm going to have a little think.
Come back to it. We're going to stop anyway. I'm going to smash my sandwich quickly. Let's go. The next question from Ramez Mahmood. Do you know what? I wasn't actually going to talk about it unless it got asked. I wasn't sure it would, and it has been asked. His question is, thoughts on Isaac Chamberlain's statement? Do you agree with him, or is it a case of take a fight what's on the table as there aren't other fight offers for him? So anyone who doesn't know, Steve Goodwin won the purse bid for the English title, Isaac Chamberlain against his fighter Dion Juma. And Isaac has basically come out and said the offer is dog shit, it's terrible, I would never fight for that, etc. So you have to ask the question, it's not Steve Goodwin's fault, no one else put a purse bid in. Is the offer
they did, apparently.
Someone else may have put an offer in?
Yeah.
And Steve won it with the offer.
That's why, from what Steve said the other day on social media, it sounds like
someone else did.
First of all, Steve Goodwin's in the right here. Right, whatever he's done right by his fighter, he's bid on a fight to get his fighter home advantage. But I see what Isaac Chamberlain's coming from. Yeah. Isaac's basically been on Sky Sports and the whole of his career. It doesn't matter if it's public knowledge or not. No disrespect. Steve Goodwin's done it right by his fighter. Fair play to him. He's bid on it. Obviously, Isaac, I'm not sure what his situation is at the minute. I've heard a few things, but I'm not too sure.
Yeah, we've all heard the same.
Yeah, sort of thing. So why if like Steve done right? But Isaac is in the right. That money is absolutely fucking diabolical for an English title, but it's no one's fault because no one else has bid on it.
Yeah.
So
Steve's bid and won. Steve did his job.
Steve did his job. You get it for as low as you can, right?
Yeah. Steve's done the best job for his fighter, but diabolical money that is disgraceful. Like for an English title.
Yeah.
Cruiserweight English title.
And the problem you've got is Isaac's used, like you said, he's fought on Sky, Watkins, Okoli. He's probably earned like 5 times that for like.
For the Okoli fight, he was very well paid.
Of course he was. If there's another fighter that hasn't boxed for a title yet, they'd go, do you know what, fuck it, I'll take that. Yeah. Because if I win, it opens doors.
Which is why Juma is obviously chomping a bit going, yeah, I'll fucking take it.
He doesn't need that. He's like, I'm doing alright without that. I'm not that.
I'm not being funny. Like Isaac's more money. Like when he's done 4-rounders? Why would he fight someone dangerous like Dion Juma? Dion Juma
Over 10
is
rounds.
over 10 rounds. Dion Juma's with Gary Logan. Gary Logan's a good friend of mine, but I know what he's capable of. Why would a fighter risk where he's built up? He's just obviously had a good win against Watkins and stuff like that. Why would he risk himself for money that ain't even gonna, I'm not being funny, it's not even, it's nothing, that's...
Yeah, if the money that he sent me...
Isaac's in the right, Steve Goodwin's in the right, Dion Juma's in the right, that's my opinion. Isaac's his own man, he knows what he's worth. So why would you take that fight? So fair play to Isaac.
Is there not an argument he now sits on the sidelines with no fights?
Probably for a little while, but a fight will come up because he's got that ranking and he's got that name as already. Do you know what I mean? So a fight will come up.
I guess if I'm Steve Goodwin, I'm angry that you let it get to purse bids. I'm angry that because Juma went through it with someone else, and I can't remember who it is now off the top of my head, where he's sitting on the shelf waiting because he's been mandated to fight for the English.
Yeah. Chris Billum-Smith. And
then he's gone.
Steve won the purse bids, and then Billum-Smith said, "Yeah, we're going to fight," and then pulled out. Yeah.
So Steve and Juma must be getting fucking sick of this.
100%.
It's not
100%. But it's like that's what I'm saying. When it's hard when you're in that situation. Sometimes a fighter's got to have something like a TV company behind him to be able to back that, because to make that fight you've got to looking at
I'm shocked Eddie didn't pick that fight up. I'm shocked.
I'm quite shocked as well, because it's like it is a good fight
and he's struggling for real good tough fight. Like he's got Billum-Smith and Riakporhe, and that's one of not many. He put on Fitzgerald and Fowler, and he saw the fucking social media went mad for that fight. And you can see what a domestic fight does for us fans. Like we cream all over it.
Yeah.
So I'm really surprised he didn't pick up Isaac and Juma. I really am. But it's a difficult one, man. It's a real difficult one because you get accustomed to a certain type of money. And any job, if someone said to you, the job that you've done previously for five grand a month,
2.5 times more for half the money, quarter of the money.
Yeah.
It's kind of what he's doing. If he got paid more than that for a 4-rounder, he's got to do 2.5 times more the amount of rounds, a quarter of the money.
Do you know what? Like I said, politics again. Do you know what I mean? It's just hard. Like I'm not being funny. That whole purse that got bidded probably is not even one person's.
Fair for one, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know some of the purses that get thrown out these days and stuff like that, but you've got to realise that nobody's in the wrong here. Isaac's doing his job, protecting himself. Steve's protected his fighter, and Dion's obviously there. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah, it's a difficult situation. It's boxing.
Fair fucks to Steve Goodwin for going and bidding on it, because if no one bid on it, the fight would have just got binned anyway. So but he's going to get binned anyway. But obviously,
Juma's still now because he won the first bid. Juma's still going to be front of the queue.
Yeah, exactly. And then there might be someone. Listen, Juma or Isaac, Riakporhe versus Billum-Smith. Someone might get the winner of that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something like that. So, and you know you're going to get more money than that.
That would be best case scenario.
It's just a hard situation, but like I said, there's no one at fault for that. Steve done his right job, and freaking Isaac's protecting his own brand. So fair play.
Yeah. Another question. Lou Smith again. How do you rate Devin Haney's knockout shot from last night?
Unreal.
Fuck yeah, no. The lineup.
20 years old, 22-0. Eddie signed an absolute fucking superstar.
You seen the knockout? It's one you watched,
yeah,
didn't it?
Yeah. It was a right hand on the ropes, wasn't it?
Yeah, he pushed him.
Loop him right hand, straight to the top, boom, slid down the ropes. Almost as good as Martinez knocking out that Williams.
Williams, yeah.
Almost as good as that.
That was the left, overhand left. He was asleep when he touched his chin.
The backhand,
yeah.
Boom. Similar, it was a similar thing.
Yeah.
Just fell on the ropes, completely asleep. I showed the Bex and she was like, I'm sure he's moving. I was like, no, he's just landed that way. He landed on his arm and it pushed him back and it made him look like he was moving, but it was just the way he landed, wasn't it?
Brutal, mate. Question from UK Boxing 11. Lee, congrats on promoting these cards for MTK. They're very enjoyable to watch. My question is, are MTK happy to lose money from shows for now in the hope in future they are profitable? as I don't think it takes a genius to work out sticking 4 championship fights, say 2 or 3 with judges at York Hall with a gate of say 1,500 is profitable in any way. If I'm wrong, apologies. So yeah, you're putting on more and more title fights.
First of all, you are wrong with things like that, because obviously I get a lot of people go, oh, how can you listen? The shows. There is obviously money involved, obviously with ESPN, so there's a TV deal. So putting 4 championship bouts on June 28th is all covered by obviously TV and games.
Can I come to that one, Lee? Can you put my name down, please?
No, not unless you apply to Isaac Robinson for Media Plus.
Is it busy? Is it?
Yeah, it's like that. But like, so you got people just think because there's big fights and stuff like that. Listen, some shows will lose money, 100%, but not all shows lose money. So obviously, I ain't going to discuss finances and stuff like that. But there is obviously, there ain't just obviously, there is money involved to obviously.
But there may be certain shows and I guess with you it might be specific fights where you lose a bit of money in the long run.
Sometimes you'll lose money on a fight, but then the show will cover it. Mm-hmm. Or sometimes you will lose money on a show, but then the next one you'll make it back. Yeah. It's just boxing at the end of the day. Like all promoters will tell you, some shows they make money, some shows they will not make money. It's just part of the game.
Okay. Mayor of Brixton. I love that guy. What is Lee's opinion on late cancellation of shows? No boxer likes leaving ticket sales late, but as fans, it's probably best to buy them late because of unforeseen circumstances arising and the hassle of having to do refunds and rearrangements. What do you think is the best way to go? Now, I can tell you where this question's come from. Chris Congo.
Yeah, I know. I had a fire on there myself.
Did you?
Josh Adewale. So I got a message at 10 o'clock. But I spoke to Mo Pryor yesterday. That show has caused him a lot of stress. He's not well at the minute, so I hope he gets better.
Yeah, it's a for anyone who don't know, it's a British Warrior show. It's supposed to be headlined by Tyrone Nurse coming down to box Chris Congo.
The show's made Mo ill because of all the stress and stuff like that. So listen, when I know as fans it's disappointing, but if you put it in the shoes of a man who's putting a show on and risk losing thousands of pounds just to keep a few fans happy, and not all of his fighters are on there. Do you know what I mean? So. Yeah. If it was all these fighters, fair enough, he's backing his fighters and he can take a loss. But when you start back, why should he take a loss for fighters that are not his?
Yeah.
I know obviously Congo was and stuff like that, but I spoke to Tyrone Nurse, his dad, the other day as well, because obviously I wanted him for a fight. I didn't know he'd pulled out of that fight. But he has actually it was an injury, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it ain't...
I don't believe for a minute it wasn't.
No, Tyrone's not like that. Tyrone don't fight anybody. So... I feel for Mo because it make everyone's looking at him thinking, oh, you've cancelled the show, but I know why he's cancelled the show, and I know the financial implications I also know to him for making that decision. It's not a hard decision because listen, Mo is one of the good guys in boxing. He does it out of love. Mm-hmm. The amount of money that man pumps into boxing, his own fighters and stuff like that, fair play to him. Yeah. He does it for love and success. So I
also know he tried hard to get an opponent 100%. that was up to it. It's boxing.
It's not good for fans. It's not good for the boxers. Obviously,
Josh. I mean, poor Congo. Fuck me. Like he fell out on the what card was he on? Eddie card?
No, he was on the WSB, wasn't he? Wasn't it?
Nah, well, he was going to fight Cedric Paynow, the guy that Conor Bennett
on TV. Eubank.
Oh yeah, he was. Yeah.
No, not WSB. Yeah. Eubank versus DeGale.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah,
ITV show. And it didn't happen because of fucking floats and shit.
Yeah. He didn't get on. He's up 15 grand worth of tickets.
Yeah.
But feel for Chris. Chris is a nice fella. He's obviously managed by Mo, but he's obviously in with one of my pals, Dean White, at the minute. So he'll get another opportunity.
Yeah.
He will get that. Sometimes it's patience, isn't it? It's horrible for a boxer, but he will get there. He's a talented kid, isn't he?
As a fan, now, everything you just said about Mo, I 100% agree with. As a fan, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? If I'm the man buying the ticket from the fight, I don't care about the nonsense. You're the promoter, great, I don't care. Can it be, how do I word it? I mean, it's going to be detrimental in some ways because you're going to lose a bit of faith in small hall boxing, I'm sure. If you're a guy who'll go, I'll buy a ticket to go York Hall once a year or twice a year even, you can look at a show getting cancelled the day before and go, I ain't doing this no more. I'm not even going to...
That's fair enough. Listen, obviously, I don't think MTK have ever cancelled a show. Mate, they may actually Not too sure. Listen, it ain't easy to cancel a show for the promoter, for the team, or anything.
It still costs money to cancel a show.
It still costs money. So
it's
100%. It's still got to pay for that venue and stuff like that. You cancel 24 hours before.
It's not even out. It still costs. It's still costing money.
So it's hard, but listen, it happens. It's boxing at the end of the day.
Yeah. Right, this is a question from everyone's favourite Scotsman.
Everyone's got a favourite Scotsman.
One. I liked one Scotsman in my life. Liked. Yeah, I don't anymore. He's a snake. Shout out Boxing Socials Craig Scott. His question was, Lee, you are throwing boys in together when both are unbeaten and on the rise. Do you have to weigh up their value as ticket sellers, commercial potential, before you're willing to sign these off? For i.e., if someone loses, it could damage their marketability. You've made one today, right? Announced today.
We've just announced, MTK Global's just announced one today. Daniel Ebanoki, aka Danny Darko, versus Martin McDonough. Right, this is how it went the other day. Daniel Ebanoki got announced versus Jamie Carley. I've got a message from Jamie Carley saying he can't do that, so obviously I've announced it, but his manager's told me, yeah, it's all good to go. Obviously there's been a bit of miscommunication between him and his manager. So now he's pulled out the fight. So I've had Martin's coach, Billy Rumble, any 50-50 fights, let me know. So there's my brain's just twigged, rung them up, do you fancy this? Give me 10 minutes, come back, yeah, we do. Rung up Danny Darko, do you fancy? Yeah, anyone. So that's how it is. Both fighters are with MTK, both fighters sell tickets, both fighters are undefeated, but they're getting an opportunity. Do you know what I mean? So the winner will go on, Southern area and stuff like that. The loser will just have to take one step back. We're still backing them. They're still with us. They're still part of our team. Ain't the loser goes and pisses off.
Winner takes all. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. So say Darko wins, Martin will be brought back in a 6th rounder, and then.
How old is Darko? Mid-20s.
He's actually later 20. He's quite older than he looks.
Martin's young, isn't he? He's like 21, 22.
Yeah,
so in my eyes, there's no loser because there's a learner.
What is Darko? 27, 28, something like that?
Checkbox.
I'm pretty. I'm pretty sure he's older than.
For Martin can afford to lose anyway. At his age. He definitely is.
But people think everyone thinks Danny Darko's a beast. Yeah, I think he is a beast. Yeah, but he ain't been tested.
No.
In the pros.
Yeah.
But Martin, we got to think Martin McDonough was obviously he's got the pedigree with the amateurs. 86 amateur fights.
Yeah.
GB, won GBs. He won Southern area titles and stuff like that. So like, they're both good fighters, and like in my eyes, as we look after both of them, is may the best man win.
Yeah.
And then the loser will come back.
Yeah.
He's 29.
29. Yeah. I knew he was older than he looks. He don't look it. He lost a few years earlier, so
I don't think it's a calculated risk. I think it's a good fight for both of them. A great show to be on. You got a British title on there. Ahara Davies versus Vasquez.
That fight is that's a crazy fight for Ahara. Yeah.
WBC final eliminator for Katie Taylor. And obviously
for Chantel Cameron.
Yeah, and then obviously there's Osgood versus Yigit, which is going on as well. So
we'll talk about your shows at the end. All right, arrogant prick, just fucking rattles off with all his fights, doesn't he?
Well, you know.
Richie Gray, you had some questions and you sent them over. I don't really read them. I just see your name popping up. Yeah, so you fucking ask them. Get involved, mate. Get involved, mate.
He's leading the show. I'll pass them to the host.
I'm the hungover one. No, you ask the question.
Oh yeah, Dan Aziz is fighting Charlie Duffield. They're both MTK fighters, aren't they?
No, incorrect. Charlie Duffield is managed by Mark Tibbs.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
What do you think of the fight anyway?
It's a great fight. I think Charlie's one of my good mates, so I've known Charlie. I've known Charlie years. I mean, Charlie's a good mate of mine, but in my opinion, my fight wins. But we had this fight. This fight has been made for a couple of months, and then it was going to be on that June 28th show, and then obviously Mark rang me up and said, "Look, Dillian wants it." I said, "Speak to MTK, obviously." So then they've spoke to head office, and the offer was better than what Dan was, so the better exposure. So we'd rather Dan earn money and get good exposure.
Yeah, and you're backing Dan for the fight. Or
I'm backing Dan.
Charlie's your mate, but Dan's your fighter.
Yeah, Dan's my fighter, and I think Dan wins. But if Charlie wins, I'll be the first to congratulate him. Do you know what I mean? Because he's my mate. At the end of the day, it's business at the end of the day, isn't it?
It's a great fight.
It's a great fight.
I think it's a great fight.
I think it's a brilliant fight, and it's a fight we've wanted. At the start of the year, that was what we targeted, and that's what we've done. And it's going to be a sad day for me because I can't be there.
Yeah.
No, you can't be there.
No, I've got a show the same day.
Of course you have, yeah.
So I'm gutted because I've been there every step of the way, but listen.
Send Richie in your place. Richie can be the MTK representative.
It's alright, we've got enough people to send, don't worry.
What do you think of that fight, Sam?
Mate,
Who do you think wins it?
see, I'm biased because I love Dan. I've known Dan since his first fight. I think I met him and he's become a friend. Like, he messages me all the time. Every time he fights, I'm not there. He messages me and just coats me off. Like, but he's a good man. I like him a lot, Dan. He's a good person.
How many fights, Sam? About 7.
About 7.
Every time you miss a fight, how many fights have you missed?
His last 3.
So you've actually only been to half of his fights.
But I've been on the train.
Don't come to shows
acting
no
like
more.
it's his best mate. Yeah, I go to all his fights, just not the last 3.
So I have
He's
to
only
go.
had 7.
I have to go to his
Fucking
fight to
liberty.
be his friend. Is that what you're telling me?
I
I didn't go to Luke Smith's fight, did I?
I've been to every fight of his.
But not the one that matters, Lee. Not the one with the title. Yeah. Do you know what? I'm flying to Spain on the 20th of July. I can't go to that either. Oh, fuck knows. But next question. Actually, it comes off. It's perfect after we come off that Dan Aziz. So the question is from UK Boxing Fan 6, right? Recent and upcoming Sky and BT shows are using Southern area belts to add to their main cards. Sometimes the undercards, like Aziz and Duffield. Do you think this is because of the lack of quality we are currently seeing, or is it due to the hard work of small hall promoters making these belts relevant? That is a cracking question, you know.
Great question.
Belts have become more relevant recently.
It's not. Do you know what? I think the southern area title fights. Listen, the best fights that we've promoted as MTK have been Southern area title fights.
Mikey and Sierra Osgood. McCarthy and Bird.
McCarthy and
no.
Do you know what I mean?
They're my 2 favourite MTK fights.
Yeah,
they were both Southern area fights.
I think it's. Small hall promoters are making them belts relevant because to a small hall promoter, them belts are the be and end all, really.
They're a headline, aren't they?
Yeah, they're a headline act. Yeah, 100%. They're a headline act. So I believe it's a good question, and with BT Sports and Sky Sports to have a 50-50 fight opening the show and stuff like that is good. Good for the game.
Do you think anything to do with the challenge belts and masters belts going under and being taken out of boxing made a difference in the southern area?
I think it's good.
I think it's made them more valuable.
I think because that's the first belt you can win is the southern area.
And I think they're more sought after. So whereas before you'd get.
I see a status the other day. Someone was fighting for a promoter's belt.
What?
No, I'm telling you, I see it on Facebook the other day. They're going to be fighting for a promoter's belt, and I was like, what the fuck is that?
It don't surprise me.
I really think these
the Lee Eaton belt.
What are you talking about? I've got one of them upstairs.
Back in the old days.
My
sick photo of me and Lee looking like champs in the ring.
Yeah, 100%.
My opinion on this is when the fights are 50, when they're at Duffield and Aziz, fucking crack on, put it on as big a show as you want. My problem comes when you have Anthony Yard fighting for Southern Area against a Chris Hobbs, or you have a Daniel Dubois boxing for Southern Area against DL Jones or AJ Carter.
DL Jones.
Do you know what I like about this?
They're not 50-50s. They're 90-10s at fucking best, thrown with a Southern Area title thrown in. Then it becomes dirty. Then I no longer like it. That's when I have a problem with it. If you're going to make a small hall fight with Aziz Duffield and throw it on a bigger show, I'm all in.
With the Masters and Challenge belts going, and I think now more people trying to win the southern areas and stuff like that, I think you'll get more 50-50s without belts as well because you can get more eliminators. Whereas before, boys would spread out amongst the Masters title. I'll just fight him for a Masters title.
Darko versus McDonough.
And some boys are limited, so they'll only ever win a Masters. Now they've got no choice if they want to win a title to be in at least a 50-50.
I agree.
Because you could have won a Masters against a journeyman.
Goodwin have got one.
You know
Curtis Felix against Conor Vian for the English title eliminator.
Yeah.
They're the
Conor
kind of
Vian
fights.
was meant to be fighting Saki.
I don't care if they're two boys that are average fighting.
That was dumb.
As long as they're in a fair fight for an eliminator.
Yeah.
I don't care if you're both. I don't care if you're both not that good. Fight someone else that's not that good and you'll have a great fight still because your levels will make it great.
Yeah.
But when you put a 90-10, he might be 5-0, but you know a 5-0 against another 5-0 is not the same fucking thing.
Yeah.
Making the fair fights like that, and I think having the other belts disappear, you can make these eliminators right.
Yeah. Who's this? First question coming in. Was it Will Michael? I know Will. Know him well. I'll be listening to ensure each and every one of these are answered. Question 1. Go on, Lee. Rattle the question.
Is Wilder being commercial astute by prolonging the Joshua fight in hope of the fight and getting bigger, or is he being foolish given every fighter could lose interim fights? I think he's being foolish. Fucking make the fight each other. See who the fucking Don Corleone is. Fucking
imagine it was
go
that easy.
for it.
Imagine it was that easy. Wilder, just take the fight, you prick.
Don't be such a pussy. You know what? You're right. I'm actually being a pussy.
I'm actually being a pussy. But I get his point though. What's the point of still fighting Brazils and knocking off people that you're gonna knock the fuck out of?
I think stocks have dropped on these boys all for not fighting each other. Fury did alright. We spoke about this before. When Wilder fought Fury. At least he's fought Fury. AJ's not fighting none of them two at the moment. It's not his fault. It's all politics. Obviously, it always fucking is. But we still want to see the fights.
Yeah. Do you think that fight gets made? Like, do you think it will be a Riddick Bowe Lennox Lewis?
I'll tell you what's
I'm starting to feel like it'll never happen.
I actually think AJ's team have more power than Wilder's team, and I think it'll be when they need the fight, they'll take it. So with Fury fighting Wilder, dropping their stocks, when Fury and Wilder have cleaned up, and then he'll be forced to fight one of them, if you like. We go like, listen, actually, people are actually bored of watching me box.
Yeah.
This fat guy that no one's heard of, they've hung around stadiums for a couple of fights. You know the story, I've been through it so many times.
Yeah.
Where they get a fighter from America that no one's ever heard of. Then people research him and claim they've heard of him even though they never have heard of them. It's a fight you've never heard of, he's got a decent record. They brought him over, done some interviews, hung him around the stadium for a little while, and now you're convinced you've known this guy's whole career.
Yeah.
No, you haven't. I think eventually people will get bored of that. They really will. And then they'll go, do you know what, we've kind of got to do something here.
I wonder if these emergence of these new heavyweights, the 4 that we spoke about earlier, the Gorman, Dubois, and then Hrgovic and Hunter, and Dillian White's still knocking about.
Before he goes and fights one of those, that's when they'll say, right, listen, we're going to have to fight someone now.
That's what I mean.
And they'll go, I'd rather lose to Fury or Wilder than lose to one of them, because you've lost to one of the students rather than one of the champions.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're better off losing to a champion than a student, and then you can fight the other champion because you've not lost so much. You've just lost the fight.
You know who the division's dark horse is? Usyk.
Usyk's not dark horse, he's the daddy.
But people are forgetting
He's
about
the
him because
daddy.
he's cancelled this fight with Takam. It was meant to be last night.
Yeah.
I think give him 2 fights at heavy, and I think he's ready to blow heads off, man. But who's going to fight him? Who wants to fight?
We've been through this before, where I always say a cruiserweight going up is not big enough to be a heavyweight. But I know I've been proved wrong loads of times. That's just still in my mind. I think, how is a cruiserweight even big enough? I know
a 14-stone man up against a fucking 18-stone.
I 100% understand that I'm wrong in that thinking, and I'm a person that argues that there should be less weight divisions. But I honestly still think, how the fuck are you big enough to compete?
Yeah.
But then, it doesn't.
Sometimes the skills pay the bills.
It's not always the size of the dog, is it?
Nah.
It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Right, another question, Martin Theobald. Lee, having made your name on the unlicensed scene, what are the things you miss about it and that is different under the British Boxing Board of control?
Less headaches.
You get less headaches now?
No.
Oh, you had less headaches?
Yeah, I had less headaches.
Why, juggling the board and juggling...
Listen, do you know what?
I'll speak to the board, yes. Yeah, I said yes, so yes.
I was my own board. So I done what I want when I want. But no, listen.
You're doing another 2 rounds, lads. You're enjoying it.
Just crack on.
You did that to me. My fight. Yeah, my fight. It was supposed to be 3 rounders. Yeah, and on the day I was like...
Rich, you're talking shit, mate.
And then he goes...
Listen, I paid that geezer to lose, mate.
Well, you had a fight on it, so I fucking know you did that.
It was a fight. He goes, you're going to have to do 4 rounds on this one, bitch. I was like, alright, fair enough.
No, listen, there is bits you miss and stuff like that, but I love what I'm doing now. I love being involved in the pros. Obviously, I've got a good opportunity to work for MTK Global. I've worked with bollocks off, and it's starting to come alive. So.
And his last question is: where do you see MTK being in 5 years? Do you think you'll move past York Hall and Brentwood Centre in 5 years? It'll be too big for them.
Brentwood Centre.
No, because
goes all the way.
Listen, look at Matchroom. They still use York Hall, and look at Frank Warren still uses Brentwood Centre. So I don't think we'll ever go across there. But where do I see MTK in 5 years? I see it as, in my opinion, this is not being biased, I see it up there with your Matchrooms and your Frank Warrens.
Here's a question then, if off the back of that, do you see MTK doing O2s and Wembleys? And
Yes. Not Wembley Arena, yeah. Mate, you never know.
You know what I'm saying, it depends who you've got.
But look, if you look at like some of the fighters that we've got and stuff like that, then yeah, of course.
You can do us like a stadium show.
Yeah, as part of the team, like, obviously it ain't just me. Obviously, I've got the great team behind that I work for. So being part of that team, I believe. I think we can go there 100% without that.
Mikey Saki wants you to know he'll fight any man born from his mother. He just replied with, "Is that his knee? Fucking hell, his knee's fucked up. That's why."
Is that his fake injury? Yeah.
Look at the size of that knee.
Mate.
Who was he meant to fight?
No, he was going to fight Conor Vian for the southern area.
Okay.
But obviously he got injured, so we had to pull that. But he'll be back possibly July, and then obviously. I'd like to make him versus Darren Surtees or something like that for a British Eliminator or something like that. I think he deserves his chance. I think he's got it the hard way and stuff like that. So yeah, Mike is good. He's good to work with, and he'll get his chance. Just keep patient.
Yeah, Lou Smith was basically similar to the one we just asked about sort of how long, but about moving away from the smaller shows. But how long do you think realistically to maybe you have an arena show where you can justify putting it in a 10 or 12,000 say arena?
I think that depends on the fighters.
But if you're looking at his roster, who might be ready? The way he worded it was
who's selling the most
to be in a
tickets
similar
against?
platform.
That's pretty good then.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Listen, hear conversations all the time, and I believe within the next 18 to 24 months, MTK will be doing big arenas. Right, so
is that a Lou Smith question?
I just think like
Does Lou Smith think he's the one to take him there?
I just think like the way the growth of the company has gone over the last few years, especially with the link up with Top Rank and ESPN Plus. I think it's just a good thing. Like, I think it's just going to keep growing, and it's exciting to be part
of. Daniel Smith, thank you for the question, mate. What does Lee think needs to happen in boxing? Okay. So what does Lee? All right. What's happening in boxing that prevents good matchups happening? Is it due to promoters not wanting their fighters on other shows or platforms? What would need to change? So obviously you get some.
This don't apply to obviously MTK because MTK work with Frank Warren. They work with Eddie and stuff like that. So their fighters are always fighting each other, especially on our shows as well. But we see it, don't we? We see it in boxing. You do see it a lot. You see it in America. People like your PBC fighters are not fighting your Golden Boys and stuff like that. It does happen, and it's very, very frustrating as a fan. Obviously, first of all, man, we're all boxing fans at the end of the day. We want to see the best fights made. So it is very frustrating, but I don't see how you can.
I wonder
how you can work around that because every promoter would have an ego and won't want to have that fighter go on another show, or TV networks are stopping him contractually and stuff like that. So
it's a shame, and I think the boxing politics is a lot down to governing bodies. They can just go a different route. You know what I mean? You haven't got to go to WBA if you can go to WBO, and it's so muddy in it. It's so dirty.
While you're on that, have you seen? I see something come up about AIBA, who do the Olympic boxing. Apparently will not be hosting Olympic boxing.
They've been part of the Olympics,
I bet your mate Conlon's that, isn't he?
So then boxing may not be part of the Olympics.
No, they will be, but there's the man. This is weird. I read yesterday that the fellow who's in charge of the gymnastics is going to be putting on the boxing tournaments.
Oh yeah,
yeah, something like that. So it's getting sorted. There will be boxing. Trust me.
WBC are getting involved in amateur boxing now of some kind.
Ain't we doing their first show?
We're doing their first
in September.
I don't know if it is their first show, but it's their first. I know it's one of their first with media.
And we're doing commentary and all that on there.
Where's that?
Somewhere in London.
They pay better than you did.
Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Have fun.
Oh, it should
Sam's my sidekick.
Oh, are you my sidekick?
Don't know. Let's find out when you don't get paid.
I ain't paying you for the podcast anymore then, that's it, you're not getting paid a penny.
You don't pay me anymore? Oh, right.
The day we earn money out of this is the day we're on the MTK's level, we get fucking... How?
I was got sacked. I went on holiday and got sacked. I went on holiday for 6 weeks and got sacked.
Who goes on holiday for 6 weeks, Rich? It's fucking excessive, that's why.
6 out of 7.
6 or 7 weeks, yeah. Amateur boxing, I don't know you personally, but MTK, do they keep an eye on amateur boxing and look at the future?
They're involved in amateur boxing.
We're involved in amateur boxing.
What are the MTK doing amateur boxing?
We just done the MTK Box Cup.
Your little gym shows.
The Box Cup. Just done the Box Cup.
Are you talking to me?
Do you watch boxing, Sam?
Shut up.
Fuck's sake, and you're on my podcast. And you
Sit down,
do you
mug.
not watch boxing?
I don't watch amateur boxing. No, I hate it.
MTK was just done the Box Cup. There was like about 400, 500 people involved in that. And obviously they've got the MTK amateur team select, which goes around the country fighting other.
Was Derry Matthews something to do with it?
Yeah.
Okay,
Derry's got a gym. Josh
was part of that, wasn't he? You know that Josh Adaway?
Josh Adawale, no.
Yeah, wasn't he part of the MTK amateur then?
No.
So what are you lying for?
What are you lying for?
Johnny Roy up in Manchester runs the MTK Select, and it goes around, obviously goes around the country.
So what's that then? Is that plan is to bring boys from amateur all the way up to
but listen, you got Tom Stalker. Tom Stalker is the scout, and he's involved with all the amateur clubs, talking to the amateur clubs, anybody like the GB team and stuff like that. He's our connect into the amateurs, so he's always looking at fighters that we can look. I had a conversation with him last night of a fighter. Listen, we want this kid, so we'll go out and then we'll start talking to him and stuff like that. So you've always got to bring in the young crop of fighters, because it's alright having your Tyson Furies and your Cole Framptons and obviously your Martin Murrays, Rocky Fieldings and stuff like that, but where's that next crop coming from?
Is this happening so you can get an edge on the fact that a lot of boys are going to want to turn pro anyway?
Yeah.
The fact that you're taking on amateurs as amateurs, are you trying to, obviously you are, but you're trying to guide them to sign with MTK so they don't turn pro and say, do you know what, I'm going to sign with Goodwin. So then you're kind of giving them...
Already, you got high...
They've looked after us as an amateur, I'm going with them.
Yeah, I suppose that's what...
You're picking them before they've even been... Way before they've been picked by anyone else, so you've helped them and then...
Obviously that's something I'm not involved in that lot, so, but I assume
as a company it's...
Yeah, as a company, I believe they support amateur boxing. I know they're obviously the Box Cup, they obviously sponsored the Box Cup and stuff like that, so yeah. It's definitely something that they feel quite highly of. Amateur boxing, because I guess it's everybody comes from amateur boxing, didn't they?
It's the equivalent of a football team having a very good academy, isn't it?
Yeah, cool.
Whereas when they sign professional, they don't have to sign professional with that team. Well, but once you've been with a club for that long,
every one of our gyms has all got an amateur gym. So you got your Liverpool, your Manchester, and stuff like that. They've all got amateur gyms as well. So MTK amateur gyms
makes sense.
Well, when they in the amateur tournaments, so the ABAs.
Yeah, they're not called MTK.
They're not called MTK. They're part of the club.
Yeah,
and the club is propped up by MTK.
Yeah, but so it's part of So obviously Derry's.
They're not They're not going the ABAs from the MTK Amateur Boxing Club.
No, obviously Johnny Roy's Manchester one's MTK Amateur Club, but the others not. Yeah, there is one club. Yeah,
they are allowed to. There's no reason why they couldn't, though, is there?
Yeah.
That'd be interesting to see one.
Yeah. Lee, you've got some good shows coming up. June the 28th. Would you say is your on paper?
Hang on. What about June the 1st?
What's June the 1st?
June the 1st, Cardiff. Got EBU European title fight.
What's that? EBA European, yeah?
EBU, silly cunt.
If it's in Cardiff, I don't fucking care, mate. They don't talk like that, do they?
EBU full European title for Jay Harris versus Angel Mourinho, who fought Charlie Edwards for the world title.
Is it not hard for you promoting shows? Because you do Newcastle, Leeds. I saw a thing you put up. You basically did like 6
shows in 6 weeks.
Yeah, in 6 different parts of the country.
Yeah.
The fuck? Have you even got enough time to do shit like that?
Just roll with it.
Are you even doing it, or are you just the face?
We just roll with it. Don't worry about that. We just roll with it.
How many matchmakers have you got on your books?
Me and one more who works under me.
So you do essentially all the shows.
But for like the ESPN shows and stuff like that, head office. Obviously we've got a team in head office that make the main fights, and then obviously all the undercards and all that I do, and obviously I held part of the other fights as well. So
June the 1st you're in Cardiff.
June the 1st we're in Cardiff with Jay Harris versus Angel Mourinho, Craig Evans versus Stephen Allmond. We've got Zankosh Turov, Kazakh 22-0, 15 KOs, making his UK debut. Sultan Zerbek. That kid's going to be very special.
Is he Kazakh?
Yeah. And then we're going, and we've got some of the undercards on there, Jacob Robinson, Reece Edwards and stuff like that. Kieran Geffen versus Craig Woodruff for the
It's
world
next
title.
Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's the one I said. He messaged me yesterday and he said, "Oh, I seen you do the can I come on the podcast?" So it's a bit of a fucking journey for you, son. But he's boxing. Is it the central?
The Welsh area. Yeah.
Central.
So
Welsh
that's
area.
on the first.
He's boxed that before.
And
Yeah, he
he
boxed
won
that.
it. Yeah, he's defending it.
He also fought that
I think he's
Tony Dixon. He boxed Tony Dixon.
Tony Dixon
Yeah.
lost by a round.
Yeah.
June 21st, we're going to Belfast. Stephen Ward versus Liam Conroy.
Good fight that. Really good fight.
Paddy Gallagher versus Liam Wells.
What do you reckon on that fight? I like Liam. I like Liam.
Do you know what? Team Wells, Adam and that, they absolutely fancy it like no tomorrow. But Paddy's obviously Paddy's part of the team.
Liam's
So
tough as fuck though, isn't he?
I'm mates with Paddy and I'm mates with Liam, so I'm not going to say who I think wins or anything. I'm going to be on the fence there. Do you know what I mean?
What weight is that going to be at?
10-7. No, 10-10, yeah.
Liam's quite big, isn't he though? He is quite big.
Yeah, so
Liam boxed Jamani recently, didn't he?
Yeah.
Gary Cully versus Renaud Garrido.
Fucking hell, Garrido.
Yeah, and then you got Tyrone McKenna versus Daryl Foley, which is just going to be an all-out war because they both don't know how to take back steps. So
we're getting these more and more 50-50s, isn't it?
yeah,
More and more.
that's 4 50-50s on that. Do you know what I mean? So you got that, and then we go the next night. We fly from Belfast straight to Glasgow for the Saturday.
hell.
You got Lee McGregor versus Scott Allen, all Scottish bout for the Commonwealth title.
Jesus.
Kieran Smith's fighting on that. Mohammed Wassim, who's just fought for the world title, he's coming back. He's with us now. And then you got obviously obviously up and coming talent, Lewis Benson and stuff like that. 28th.
I don't know how you find enough time.
28th of June is our third show in 7 days.
And that's McDonough and Darko.
Yeah, so we got obviously Bahara Davies versus Miguel Vasquez, which is going to be a great fight, I think.
That's a tough ask. It's a tough ask.
Yeah, a very hard fight. But then we got Ryan Walsh versus Lewis Pauling from Scotland for the British. Ryan Walsh is always in good fights.
Yeah.
He loves to have a go, doesn't he? Chantel Cameron versus that Anisha Bashir.
She beat Sam Smith.
Sam Smith
She
knocks
beat-
her out
yeah,
first round.
yeah,
She
she's
8
fucking-
wins, 8 KOs. So she
Yeah.
can punch like fuck.
Chantel, I've said it so many times. Chantel's my favourite female boxer by a long way.
Do you know what?
She's just vicious.
She's
She's just
I seriously think she's one of the best in the world. 100%. She's
yeah.
the nicest girl you ever meet as well. So like chilled out and that. And then when she steps in that ring, she just fucking switches.
Yeah.
And then you got obviously Anthony Yiggett versus Sia Rosgall, which is listen, Sia will fight anybody.
Sia's had a weird fucking since you took him off Elliot. He's had a weird path. Like obviously. He beat.
Boxing all journeyman for Mickey Elliott.
Well, yeah, and he beat Parsons for the Southern area.
Yeah,
didn't he?
then he
His
didn't
last
fight for a year. Then he had a 6th round. Then he bought Saki.
And then
Obviously,
Saki
was
finished
winning
in
the Saki fight and then got cleared.
Yeah, and then fought Victor Postol. Like,
Victor Postel went points.
Fucking mental,
and then,
mate.
Then he's come back
And
and
got
won a
beat-
6th rounder.
and then got beat off Antwi.
Yeah, but a great fight that was. Great fight, but he's just too small for welter.
Yeah.
He told me he was a welterweight. He begged me. I said, look, I'll get you a fight at welterweight, and I offered him that.
So is he back to super
Back
light?
down to super light. Yeah, I think it's the best he's at. So super lightweight.
Him and Yiggett.
Him versus Yiggett. Yiggett's coming off a defeat. I think it's a fun fight.
That is a fun fight.
Fun fight.
That is.
So I'd like to see.
I love that fight as well. It's a fun fight. It's
I'd
not
love
fun
to
for your
see-
face if you're involved.
I'd love to see. I spoke to someone the other day. I'd love to see Osgood go back to his old going to war style rather than trying to box because I don't think he can outbox Yiggett. But
The argument is when he had that style, he was fighting people that weren't there to
of
win.
course, 100%. Yeah. So you have to go out on his shield.
He's got to be a bit more careful, hasn't he, when he's fighting
Yeah.
people that fire him.
And obviously, we just announced that Danny Darko versus Martin McDonough, which is 4-0 versus 5-0.
Yeah.
Great fight.
Well,
I
before,
get it for Darko because he's older. I get it. I do get it for Martin. I think it's a good move for Martin to step up.
Martin's asked.
But he doesn't need it.
Martin's asked for a 50-50 fight. He don't want to fight journeyman. He was going to fight Scott Moyes, then he got injured, which was a good fight for him, to be honest, because it's a good yardstick. Scott Moyes has got a good little fighter.
You could have got him a 9-5, a 9-4,
Yeah,
you know,
I could
a
have. But
10-6.
when there's an opportunity come up, if I offer it to him, I can only offer opportunities to
Yeah,
them.
of course, yeah.
So if they want to take that, I'm backing them to take that. Right, so he will come back anyway.
Yeah,
If he loses, he comes back. If he wins, he goes on.
He's
Darko
young.
wins, he can come back. If
The
he
only thing with
loses,
Darko is because he's got a lot more years on him.
no, but I don't think because he didn't start boxing till late. So
Yeah.
I know what you're saying. He is a bit older, but listen, the winner will move on. The loser will still come back.
But then I suppose being older,
and I
he's
still
got
think the
reasons to
loser,
be
Yeah.
quicker,
the loser can still get back to that like, area level sort of thing. Anyway, so I think it's a fun fight and it's a good fight, opportunity to fight on a big card.
Yeah, it's more of a dent for Darko to lose than Martin. That's my point. It's because of Darko's age.
Because of his age.
It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, I don't need that step back at that age. Whereas Martin's
Yeah,
like
possibly.
21. Like he
Yeah,
can afford to
yeah.
lose and it not make a shadow of a difference. Not that it does to Darko, but by the time he's ready and prepared again, he's lost a year or 2 years.
Yeah.
You don't need to be losing years in your late 20s at them weights as well.
Yeah,
You don't
fair.
go much in your 30s at them weights.
Then we go to Kazakhstan. 6th of July.
You lot are weird, mate. You
6th
lot
of July.
I keep seeing you and
we've got-
Coogan out there on the plane and
We've got WBC world title, which is Abali, who just beat Raushi Warren.
What weight is that?
Bantamweight. His opponent will be announced this week. Then you got Turov, Salt and Nurtaz and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Then we go to Liverpool.
Is that the one with Murray
Jazza
and...
Dickens versus Nathaniel May?
Great fight, that.
And then Martin Murray and
Rocky Fielding. I have
Tasha Jonas and that. Yes, that.
I have an opinion on that, right? Because you're bringing in names, which is fair enough, right? What is the goal with a Martin Murray and a Rocky Fielding? Are
They're both coming off defeat, so they need.
Yeah, of course.
But
They need fights.
Rocky's going in with a top 50 in the world, so it ain't going to be a plum.
The question is, do you realistically see in them being a push towards, as you go towards your ESPN shows, are they just going to be people you can put in tough fights, or are there any aspirations
Rocky's
to
still with
win
Eddie.
titles?
Rocky's still with Eddie Earn, so
It's a keep busy fight.
it's not. But it's going to be a fight. It's going to be fighting someone. It ain't going to be like he ain't going to fight someone like a Canelo, but he still ain't going to be in there fighting a fucking journeyman. He's going to fight someone proper because he wants to get back to that level. So I know it's good for our shows. It's great for our shows.
Yeah.
He's just coming off a world title win, so it's great for the show.
I hope you're doing air quotes when you say world title, Lee.
Huh?
I hope it's not a
don't-
fucking world title, is it? It's
Don't
not.
go all that shit. Don't talk to me like that. But he said full Canelo. Don't give a
He's
fuck.
full Canelo. Let's leave it as that.
So it's good for the show.
Yeah, of course
Liverpool,
it is.
and then we go to the last show. Actually, ain't the last show. July 20th. We're going to Brentwood.
Why clash with Eddie Hearn on that day?
TV.
TV,
It was the 19th, but TV won 20th. So
which is unfortunate.
yeah, it's unfortunate, but obviously it still be a good show. We've got obviously Liam Walsh being back in a proper fight. In talks at the minute for a proper fight. McKinson will be in a proper fight
I like
for a
McKinson.
title.
We went to McKinson and Sammy McNess.
Yeah, we want.
fucking
He'll be in a
tough,
fight, a new title.
Yeah.
Pretty sure it'll be a new title. And then obviously we've got the undercard to announce and stuff like that. But
Shaq Day put up his fight for a Southern title. Is that?
Yeah, he's fighting Louis Adolphi. That's going to be
And
announced
that's on
this
the
week. Yeah,
20th.
Louis. It's a good fight. That
I love that fight, man.
I think Louis Adolphi's been unlucky here, but and Shaq's been waiting for his chance. As soon as he was offered
When
it.
Louis Adolphi got himself in trouble at that show.
Yeah.
I can't remember what
So
he did now.
that's
He
all.
won the fight fair and square.
Yeah.
And the ref.
That's all
the
done.
ref was
that
that
fight's
bad.
done, and that'll be announced this week. So.
What was your opinion on that? Do you remember when he got
Yeah, I don't
disqualified
know. It was
against
against obviously Carl Greaves' fighter.
Yeah, Nathan McIntosh.
Yeah, I don't really know. I don't really got opinion.
He
It's what it
got
is.
hard done by. He did something that Joshua Buatsi did.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
because the guy went out cold, they got disqualified for it. So yeah, I like Louis Adolphi, and I think him and Shaq Day's a good fight.
Yeah, so that's obviously our shows over here. Then obviously August 3rd we're going to Belfast for Conlon versus Nicotine.
Oh yeah, the redemption
The
fight.
redemption, yeah. So that's done silly amounts of tickets already. So I think that's sold over 5,000 tickets already.
Fucking hell.
So it's gonna be some show that. So
Before we wrap up, Paul Altai, if you could give a body shot to anyone in boxing, who would it be?
Richie Gray.
I'm sure he could make that. You got any gloves here? Maybe you should
No,
take
bare
a boxing
knuckle. We're
shot.
doing bare knuckle.
We're doing bare
aren't we?
knuckle. Go on and I'll film it. Remember when you used to push for the guests to give me a body shot? Dan Aziz give me a body shot. Yeah, and Paul Altai.
Davis tried to kill him.
Paul Altai has requested that you take a body shot from Lee Eaton.
Go get a glove then.
He wants to do bare knuckle.
Go wear a glove.
Go get a glove.
Go get a glove.
You're gonna let me see.
You gonna let me do it?
Yay!
I wonder if many boxing
I'm
promoters.
representing my sponsors as well, as I'm doing a bit of boxing today.
I'll film it. I'll stick it up. Yeah, so what's it been like, Lee, the transition? 12 months in almost. Is it?
Well, it's been
harder
12
than
months,
you
but
thought?
obviously I've been with MTK since January 2007.
2007?
2017, sorry. Transition, it's been hard. Do you know what I mean? It has been hard because I've got to learn. It's a whole new game, and obviously this chair's going to break, I swear. But yeah, no, it's been hard. It's been enjoyable. I'm away a lot, so it's hard for like family life and stuff like that. So I think in the last month I was away 22 nights.
Yeah, it's a lot.
So it's a lot, but I love what I do. So it's not. Do you know what I mean? I love what I do. I don't care what anyone says. I love what I do, and I will. And the opportunities that I've got through MTK to promote some of the fights that I've promoted and stuff like that as their promoter. It's like the European next, and then it's the Commonwealth, and then obviously a world title, and then that's near enough all the belts that we've promoted in the last 12 months.
What's your short-term ambition? Do you have? Is there like a title? Like, do you want to promote a British world title? Like, what's your?
I've promoted a British British title.
No, British world title.
A world title. Oh, an all British.
Yeah.
One, yeah. Listen,
the dream?
I've said this. I think last 12 months or 18 months ago. My dream as a promoter will be to promote at the O2 Arena.
Okay.
And then for a big fight at the O2 Arena.
Do you have any favourites on the books? Any fighters that you really do take a bit of a shine to and you think, I really want to look after these
Can't be
guys?
saying that.
Why not?
Nah. Do you know what?
We're all the MTK family, Rich.
We're all a family.
I love the one that's the best behaved.
I've got a little bro match with me and Dan Aziz. With Dan Aziz, me and Dan are tight. So, but yeah, no, yeah, that's the ambition. Is to the O2, and then obviously to do the British title at your call is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
Ryan Walsh. So yeah, no, and obviously it's a world title eliminator. So then the next step, obviously, it'd be lovely to promote a world title as part of the MTK, which will happen.
You got that Bantam one waiting, yeah?
Yeah, that's over in. I'm over there working. Yeah, I'm not the promoter for that.
You mean on your show?
Yeah, I'm over here, so I'll be over there just working, sort of thing.
Yeah. All right. Rich, any further questions for Lee Eaton? Anything we ain't grilled him on? Have we been too nice on it?
Yeah, I've been pretty nice.
I know. What ain't we dug him out on? There's got to be some shit.
We've dug him out in his dodgy matchmaking. My last fight. We've dug him out in the commentary.
Commentary was bad.
But
crack.
to be fair,
that was bad crack. I know it was above your head. That was harsh.
To be fair, I actually thanked Lee loads of times. I don't know if you've heard it on here, because I wouldn't have had any opportunity to do any commentary if it wasn't for Lee. So
yeah.
I appreciate that. All the media.
I done one commentary for Lee, and it was with Charlie Edwards.
No wonder they had you back. I've heard it.
Wonder they had me back. You mean they didn't have me back?
Didn't have you back. You're right.
I was superb, mate. I'm too good for MTK now. I'm going to the WBC. What am I doing? Amateur.
WBC. Yeah.
No, I don't know if we've been too nice on him, but he's not a bad egg, to be fair. He's a bit of a mug, but
he's always looked after me in boxing.
Yeah. You got your EBA belt upstairs.
Got my EBA belt and all that. You know what I mean? Remember the golden days?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, you and your mate.
120 people to Grace Civic Centre to watch 2.5 minutes of boxing.
Was that 6 years ago you put that up? It was your first show?
No, that's not the one I was on.
No, your first EBA show?
Yeah, I done a show in memory of this. How I got into, obviously in boxing I was involved with John Wayne Hibbert all through his career.
First time I met you one of the weigh-ins or something for John Wayne Hibbert.
Probably, yeah. So obviously I used to help him with all his tickets and help him like with things and stuff like that. And then one of my mates was going to go to one of his fights when he fought Tommy Coward in Doncaster, but my mate fell downstairs, broke his neck. Ben Adele, he was only 23 something like that. So obviously then the year after we wanted to do something, so we done a boxing show in memory of him, like the Ben Adele Memorial show. And it sold like 850, 900 tickets. I was like, fuck it, I'll raise 10 grand for charity. I thought, well, if I could do that, I can raise 10 grand for myself.
Yeah.
Done the next show and earned a good few quid. I thought, fuck it, this is good. Then it just went, then I didn't earn, the next show was like, it was shite. Do you know what I mean? I thought, what have I got to do? And I started learning. And altogether, I think I've done about 70 or 80 shows.
Yeah.
And then before, obviously, I got with MTK. So I've done a good apprenticeship, do you know what I mean? And so yeah, that's been 6 years ago, and it's mad to think what it's been achieved already in 6 years. So it's good.
Crazy, no, you've done well.
Worked me little cods off.
Yeah, no. From the first time I met you, you was in a John Wayne Hibbert tracksuit. I can't remember who he was fighting. I'll tell you who he was fighting. He was fighting Scarpa.
Oh yeah,
And it was an undercard.
Fuck's sake.
Yeah, he got bashed up.
I will get my fucking comeuppance. He will get his comeuppance. I got offered him the other day. I thought, yeah, fucking yeah. He will get it back. I tell you.
Yeah, that was not a good night for John, but
yeah. Nah, fucking cut the bit. His skin's cut the bits, isn't it? So.
Yeah.
But no, fair enough. Now we're gonna give Richie Gray a body shot.
We're gonna give it. Should we record? Well, we'll finish the pod. We'll record that body shot and throw it on the
let's do it on the pod.
We're gonna do it on the pod.
On the pod.
All right, go on then. Before we start it, go on.
Do it in here.
I'll bring this in. You're gonna give him a right hook to the body, yeah?
Left. I'm a
Lefty.
left-hander.
Fucking hell! I've seen you throw that left. Leontay Wilder.
No, I've seen him fight.
I've seen him fight. Go on then. Wait, let me get the camera ready.
He's so excited.
He's taking a run up. All right.
Flashbacks.
Go on then. It's recording.
Better not go down.
He got a second one in for good measure. Oh, fucking
Just
hell.
enough time to tense.
Yeah. Alright, let's finish up. Lee, anything further you want to add, mate? Anything you ain't said?
No, nothing. Just keep obviously supporting MTK shows. Plenty coming up. It's all exciting stuff. If you're a boxing fan and stuff like that, that's it, really.
Yeah, thank you very much for coming down, my friend.
Thank you very much for letting me on.
Definitely let you off. We weren't too harsh on you.
No, you was alright. Fair play.
I still want media to your shows, that's why.
Yeah, well, you won't
I'm
get it.
going to come to the next one. I'll buy a ticket.
Full of shit.
28th of June, I'm there. You won't.
Because it's a big show. You want to come and right, because it's a big show. You want to come and fucking come and support.
It's a good idea. Why don't you come help set the show up? You know, stack chairs. You know, put tables out. Then you can come media as well.
Listen,
as well.
let's not forget when no media would turn up for you. I was there supporting your very first show when there was no one else there, Lee. Don't forget that, darling. All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
You was there.
Cunt, you said thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. Thank you. I said I'll do all your fighters. Don't worry, no charge,
Go
mate.
on. See you later.
Lee Eaton, thank you very much for coming down, son. This has been the Fight Talk podcast.